Bookmaker. Today's show is brought to you by Legal Shield, providing legal protection and peace of mind for less than $1 a day. Legal Shield can help with traffic tickets, texting and driving, DUIs, court appearances, estate planning, and even contracts given to you that you just don't understand, plus a whole lot more. Call Legal Shield right now at 213-245-1305 or go to nocourt.us.
And that number again is 213-245-1305. Again, 213-245-1305. Make sure you tell them PlaceYourBet.Vegas sent you.
Thank you. That is Sel the Bookmaker. Welcome, Sel. We also got Stevie Slapshot here with us today.
How you doing,
hello,
boys?
Stevie.
How you doing, boys?
All right, and you notice Steve's got his hands above deck where they're supposed to be, and you, on the other hand, okay.
Well, my hands are always visible. Hey,
all right,
hey,
all right.
listen.
Hey, listen. Don't tell me to listen.
I wear a black hat a lot. My hands got to be shown. Please pull me over. You want to see my hands.
All right, that's what I saw. I saw you knocking the liquor store over about 3 blocks away. Go ahead.
No, I was actually at Nora's having a little glass of red wine before the show.
Of course you were.
Another free plug. I know you hate that, but I love Nora's Italian cuisine.
Did Nora's pay you? Did she
No.
pay us?
No. But
Fire her!
Nora's a lovely lady. And listen, I'm going to
did you know?
start the show off with a quick gong of approval for Nora's. Very good.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
I like that a lot.
Great. Nora's, I want dinner tomorrow.
Man, a beautiful penny arrabbiata. It was
Yeah,
excellent.
I love that.
Yes, I know.
Let's see if I can spit that out. I usually get at the Mangianos, the capellini alla arrabbiata.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
that's good stuff.
Steve,
You
say
guys
that
know what
10
that
times
is?
fast.
No, I'm going to go with lasagna.
it's the Angel Hair pasta with the spicy sauce.
Okay,
Yeah.
so happy Tuesday evening,
All right, I'm hungry
everybody.
now. Somebody feed me. Hurry up.
It's 8 p.m. and it's time for Place Your Bet, the show that basically breaks down the games and helps you place your bets. You good with your Facebook Live? You happy with that?
I don't know.
Sel's got his little toy. Sel's he's like
trying to run this.
Cecil B. DeMille in here with the quick cut NYPD Blue Law and Order Facebook Live.
I haven't
camera.
plugged into our audio board. I don't know if it's going to work first time I'm doing this. Otherwise, it's just us, and then I have to put the headphones next to the speaker. I mean, it's really messed up, but sometimes the audio can come through, but now I actually got it plugged in, so who knows if it's going to
We'll
work.
check it out. We'll see how it's
If it
going.
doesn't work, well, it looks like we're
Okay,
SOL.
so let's just do a quick recap of the Monday night game last night. The Houston Texans won their 8th in a row.
The crash and burn, nobody cares game. That's the one you're talking about?
Geez, I'm so surprised that you weren't going to like that game. They just won their 8th game in a row. That's nothing to
against
shake a stick
Cupcake
at.
City. Look at this, a cupcake division. It's ridiculous.
It's not the best division, but 8 wins is 8 wins.
Not the best division.
And
it's an awful division.
Listen, on your show, the other show, The Sports Circus, which I make guest appearances on many times, I was there the last week of September when Houston was 0-3 and they were going to Indianapolis, and I said to you on that show, if they lose that game in Indianapolis, I don't think Bill O'Brien's getting on the plane and making it back to Houston.
You know what? You heard that today on PTI.
I said it on your show.
But you also
I didn't
watched
see
PTI
today.
You also watched PTI today. Yes, you did. You had to because they said the same exact thing.
Well, I didn't say PTI, but I'm saying it's on your show. It's on Sports Circus.
And PTI, you owe
for
us
the
money.
September 30th game.
Right.
I was telling you
yeah,
that
they
Bill,
went into overtime.
Yeah, that game they went to overtime, and Frank Reich blew that game. He
Right,
went
the
for it on
field goal-
4th and 3, and he
Field
didn't
goal,
make
then
it.
a touchdown.
Yeah, he didn't make it on 4th and 3, and he basically gave the Texans the ball in Colts territory. They won that game, and the rest is history. They won 8 in a row. Now, great, they haven't
but who
beat
they beat? Come on.
They beat a German Shepherd and the Coke machine.
Right,
What do
they
you want?
beat the Bag of Balls, the Broken Coke Machine, and the Sisters of the Poor.
Why did I know Sel was going to spit all over this?
Well, it's Houston. They don't play anybody. That's like the same argument with, who does New England play? They got to play the Jets twice. They got to play the Bills twice. They play the Dolphins. It's a half-ass team. What do they got left in there, really?
But they play a first-place schedule away from their division, though.
Who
So they
gives a
play the
damn?
Kansas City Chiefs. They're playing the Pittsburgh Steelers.
They're fattening up on everybody else, though.
Okay, so who plays the good schedule then?
Well, the NFC Central does, or the NFC North does, I should say.
Okay, so what?
And
What's
the
good
AFC
schedule?
West does.
What's the good
What do
schedule
you
in the
mean?
NFC North?
You got all teams that are competing
The
for a playoff
AFC
spot.
West plays the Raiders twice a year. Talk about a Coke machine.
Okay, so you've got one Coke machine in there. One broken Coke machine.
Denver isn't exactly a
Really?
Jaguar.
Well, guess what? The Denver Broncos have a real shot at making the playoffs. Yes, they do. Yes.
No.
Yes.
Okay, very good. Very good. So anything else you want to talk about with the Houston Texans?
No,
and the
no,
8-game winning
because
streak?
they're horribly overrated. So you got DeAndre Hopkins, good deal. You got J.J. Watt on the defensive side, and what else do you have in there? You've got Yeah, nobody.
Well, J.J. Watt, Jadeveon, but you say it, Jadeveon Clowney. I don't think they're overrated. I don't think anyone thinks that they're a great team. But I just think that winning 8 games in a row is a big feat.
They're a first round out in the playoffs.
Okay, all right.
They're done.
I'm not going to argue with you there. But, that was the game last night. They won 8 in a row. A lot of teams wish they could win 8 in a row.
Yeah.
Okay,
well, you could be Jacksonville, lose 8 in a row, too.
Yeah, and how about that team? Right?
Right, the wheels have come off officially on that team.
So they benched Blake Bortles, and they're starting Cody Kessler.
Right, the German Shepherd's coming in.
How bad are you that you're starting Cody Kessler? They screwed up big time. You okay there? Did you break your knee?
No, I hit my
knee screwed up
damn
big
countertop. Damn it!
Well, you know why? Because you know the next story I'm going to.
Yeah,
the next story is my weirdest story of the day. The Washington Redskins claimed Reuben Sandwich Foster off waivers today.
That guy.
Wow.
That guy.
How do you do that? I mean,
when you're desperate, that's what you do.
But, I mean, he hasn't even played well. I don't understand that.
You got rocks in your head. You'll take anything.
Doug Williams.
Right, Steve?
If you're a good sandwich, I think you deserve a shot.
Yeah, he's forever. I'm calling him the Reuben
Sandwich.
Sandwich.
About?
Reuben Sandwich.
Well, you missed it.
Is it a nothing burger or is it a sandwich? What is it? Make up your mind. What is it?
Okay, so Doug Williams, the quarterback for the Redskins who won a Super Bowl back in the day. He's the senior VP of player development, and he's said it's not a done deal that Reuben Sandwich is actually going to appear in a game.
Do we have
he said there's a lot of.
I know we have a laughing.
There's a lot of
drop
things.
in here somewhere.
I thought that I was on a 2, over under 2. I already used it once. I only used it one more time.
No, that's the applause.
Okay.
Because you're applause happy. There we go.
Oh, there's 2.
Now, hopefully everybody at home listening on Facebook Live or on your mobile device, you can hear that because I have this thing plugged into this handy-dandy
enough with your
device.
Facebook Live.
Hey, listen, everybody.
18 years old?
No, I'm 12. And the fact is, everybody listening outside this audience area, look, our range is the parking lot, right? Once you get past the parking lot, we've got to have. Right, we got to make sure that people can hear and watch this.
I can't argue with that. You know what, buddy? You're going to get. Sal gets the gong of approval. You're right. He's doing whatever he can to promote the show and get it out there. You're doing an excellent job. Very good
Even
job,
Nate Schmidt is. Nate
Schmidt's are taking a chance on Reuben Sandwich. They have a lot of ex-Alabama players that played with him.
Sandwich.
Sandwich.
So
yeah, they have Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen, Ryan Anderson, Sean Dion Hamilton. They got a lot of ex-Alabama players. I don't know if those guys stood up and vouched for him.
Okay,
I mean, because these guys aren't in trouble. Some of these Alabama guys are first-class citizens and never get in trouble.
Okay, but remember what I said yesterday. If you play football at Alabama, either 2 things are going to happen. You're either going to go pro or you're going to prison.
Yes, I know. I think that's just completely inaccurate. But okay, go on with that.
Get out of here. Go ahead. Finish up.
God. So I don't know. Did these guys actually vouch for him? Is there, is this guy Reuben Foster? Is he really a good guy and just mixed up with the wrong girl? I mean, is that what's going on here?
Oh, you mean the one he punched in the face 10 times or whatever it was? Does that sound like a good guy to you?
No, he's not.
What about the peanut gallery back here? Is that a good guy? No. The peanut gallery says no, and I'm hitting everything. Go ahead.
Okay. Not a good guy. All right. That was my weird story of the day, Sal.
Oh, okay.
Right. And I knew what reaction I would get out of you.
A good guy.
Right?
Steve, is he a good guy? Does he sound like a good guy?
He does sound like a good guy. Are you talking about Tommy or are you talking about
No,
Reuben?
I'm talking about the face puncher.
Yeah. No, he's not a good guy. Here's the thing I wondered. Did Snyder make the call over Williams?
His name wasn't mentioned at all in this. I mean, probably, but Doug Williams is the guy that has the quote saying that there's a lot of hoops we have to jump through before he can even get in the field.
Because Doug is a spectacular executive, isn't he?
So now you don't like Doug Williams?
Hey, I didn't say that.
Who do you like?
Don't worry about that.
Mrs. South.
Who do you like? Listen, we're going to get
I like
to your
chocolate ice cream.
We're going to get to one of your favorite quarterbacks later.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about PlaceYourBet.Vegas. Give us a little background.
PlaceYourBet.Vegas. Listen, folks, other shows give out information. We don't believe in, quote, special information on games.
Insider information.
Inside information. We don't give a damn about that. I want to know, where is the money going? You tell me where the money's going, and you got to know how to read that money flow. If you know how to do that, you can pick winners like we do. That's what we do here on PlaceYourBet.Vegas. Believe it. 17 out of 18 in 3 weeks. That's insane. That's against the line.
College and pro football.
And hockey. it's verifiable
right.
as well. Yeah, I got hockey in there.
That's right. You had the Carolina Hurricanes.
I had the over in
beating
that game.
Or over with the
I had the
Blackhawks
over.
first game.
The very first game with the new coach.
With the new young kid coach.
Yeah, the new
right?
kid from the Rockford Ice Hogs.
Okay.
Another story for another time.
Okay.
But the fact is, you could go there and you can go. That would be placeyourbet.vegas. Go check it out. And you can subscribe. You can do a la carte. And maybe you want just one pick. Maybe you have $1 million. You want to bet it on one game. Well, guess what? We can help you with that. But we don't know nothing.
But we're not taking that action. We'll just pass
we're
it
not
along.
booking the action. No, I mean Tommy over here is a casino boss. It's one thing.
Yeah, so now I'll set you up at the right place. I'll get you situated with the right sports book for that kind of action. But Tommy T and Sell the Bookmaker. Don't take Sell the Bookmaker literally. We're not booking the action.
No, but hold on. But you got to spread your money around. You got to spread it around, right?
Absolutely.
And I walked in with a couple bucks in my pocket earlier today.
Yeah, a couple.
And so I was ready to.
He was leaning off to the side. He was walking in circles.
But what did I do? I left here. What did I do? I went right to the sports book.
He ran.
Yeah, as soon
He said, Tommy, I got to see a guy about a thing. I knew exactly what that meant.
Yeah.
At the place. Did you go to the place?
Yeah.
And you saw the guy?
I went to see the little puppy.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the one.
The little puppy.
Yeah, don't worry about
That's
it.
the new one. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, but anyway, no, it's the idea is you want winners, we cash tickets. It's just that simple. Don't listen to anybody who says, well, you're going to get some good information here, blah, blah, blah. We have some information. You don't have crap.
And later in the show, maybe in the third segment, you're going to talk about the round-robin style of placing these bets because you have a couple very, very simple ways of moving forward with your money, how to manage your money. So it's not just putting it all on one game.
And Tommy, what does the casino do? What do the odds makers do? They follow the flow of money. That's all they do. They don't give a damn about anything else. They want to know where the money is going.
Well, that's how we regulate everything. I tell you
Right.
this all the time. You talk about the possibilities of point shaving, and we talked about years ago in the late 80s. It does happen.
Yes!
Arizona State with Bill Frieder as the coach, a couple star players.
We just saw it with
Smith.
We just saw it with LSU a
Yeah,
couple
I know,
weeks ago.
but they didn't get into any kind of
Cheaters!
trouble with the FBI. But
Not yet.
This team actually got in trouble. Isaac Burton and Stephen Smith shaved points, and the way they caught them was very simple. The
Stephen A.
line
Smith?
shifted. No.
I'm just asking.
Stephen Z. Smith. It was Stephen Z. Smith. But the line shifted, and that's how they caught them. It's not difficult to chase down a point shaver. It's not as hard as you think. When a line moves in large quantities, all of a sudden, all these red lights go. It's the same way.
That's what I had to do earlier. So what did I do? I went from house to house to house to make sure I got back here in time. Because if you do everything at one place, what are you going to do? You're going to move the line. And so you got to spread it about evenly. You just got to make sure
you ran out of here. You had 2 hours.
You just got to make sure that everybody has equal action, and you got to make sure you have each place has the same amount of action too.
Self getting a big hand for that one. Hey, listen, it's the same thing with the table games. You know how you catch a card counter? You don't catch him actually counting the card, taking off his shoes and counting with numbers in his fingers and toes. You catch him. you don't catch. You don't catch a card counter.
That's ridiculous.
You catch him by how he bets.
Correct.
He's betting $25 a hand until the count gets in his favor.
Right.
He's already invested a couple $1,000s. He's got to get the money back.
Right.
If the count goes up to 18, 19, or 20, all of a sudden he's betting $500. Guess what? He's counting cards.
Yeah.
Well, what does that mean? The count for all those people that don't know what count is.
What you want as a
In 30 seconds,
as a
explain
blackjack
this.
player, what you want is a lot of tens and face cards in the deck. You want the dealer busting. So when that count gets into your favor,
What do you mean the count gets into your favor?
You're counting the cards burned.
No, I'm
Yeah,
asking.
no, you're
I'm
counting the
asking-
cards burned, and what you're
this
counting,
guy.
what you're counting are the 2s, 3s, the 4s, and the 5s,
Right.
and then you're counting face cards. You're paying no attention to 7, 8s, and 6, 7, 8, and 9. You're counting a certain number of cards.
Right. All right,
And-
folks. Listen, folks, we're going to be back in just a few minutes here on Place Your Bet. Don't go anywhere. All right, here, now I got speaker. So, as the Peanut Gallery, what do you think of Place Your Bet?
It is very good. I'll point that out.
I like it. It's fun.
What do you like about it?
That Ruben is overrated.
You're funny as hell.
Let's do some NBA games, Sal.
NBA, why are you going to talk tennis?
Tennis?
Yeah.
Back and forth? A whole lot of
Wait,
balance.
no, it's not tennis. You're talking
Yeah,
about
it
golf.
Paint dry?
If you want to talk about paint dry, go watch amateur wrestling.
Amateur wrestling.
Yeah.
People actually watch that?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Who watches amateur wrestling?
Look at this guy.
These guys look
What?
like Hanson kids.
Right, I feel like I'm watching an episode of Slapshot
I had a
here.
girl once in L.A.
I'll climb over that counter and
Slapshot, I mean, I'd definitely be the Hansons, absolutely.
That's the one.
She said, I hate the NBA because there's just a whole lot of back and forth. Like, she equated it with sex. She says, there's a whole lot of back and forth. She goes, there's a bunch of foreplay in the NBA. She goes, like football. She goes, because you're driving for something. It's just an executive. She goes, you're driving for something. You're moving through something. She goes, then you get into the red zone, and then you get the climactic touchdown. She goes,
Red zone!
she says, football is more my thing. It was,
Yeah.
it was a network executive. I was just like, oh my
Was
God.
it footballs on her chin, her thing?
No.
Sounds like she was propositioning you, Tommy.
So, you don't always have to go to the lowest common denominator.
Yes!
He does have to.
I have to!
Okay, let's sell.
Why wouldn't you?
I missed a few games tonight, Sal.
So for Legal Shield, call 213-245-1305.
I picked a couple games tonight. I picked Denver over the Lakers.
It's justice for
Lakers got
all, not
annihilated.
justice for some.
Screw the Lakers.
Yeah.
Say it again.
Screw the Lakers.
Yes!
Man, screw the Lakers. The Clippers are better than them.
Yes!
Screw LeBron James.
LeBrick, that is. LeBrick.
LeBrick. LeBrick.
Okay, so I picked a couple winners tonight.
Yeah.
I picked the Pacers over the Suns and a back-to-back on the road. They covered by 2 points.
And establish your company with a physical location or an online presence on the internet. You decide. You bring the idea. Then American Business Trust can help with the rest. For a free evaluation, visit them online at abtrustco.com. That's abtrustco.com. Or
Everybody. I have no idea how much battery I've got.
2%.
I don't want to hear your
College
IQ.
football,
I want to
Sal.
talk about what? Yeah, college
I want to
football.
talk about UCF.
UCF. Oh, right. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the wonderful.
Yeah.
The UCF, people are going to go back to back now.
Yeah, exactly, and they should.
How did
They.
that guy get hurt? I didn't see him.
Oh, yeah, nerve damage in the knee. He's
Okay,
that
30
guy's
seconds.
that guy's
They're
fucked.
having a blood flow issue right now.
All right, buddy. See ya. Have fun. Close the door. Lock up. Dummy up, and we're out.
All right.
Scared to cover. Oh, here we go. And you'll bet for more. Also, you could call in and participate with our chaos if you dare. Join me and celebrity guests for Havoc and Mayhem weekdays at 5 p.m. here on KSHB 1400. Remember, folks, it's a circus, and we prove it every day.
Welcome back to Place Your Bet. This is Tommy T with my buddy Sel the Bookmaker and Stevie Slapshot. This segment is brought to you by the American Business Trust Company, helping your company with business strategy, sales and marketing, capital resources, and establishing your company with a physical location or on the internet. You decide. You bring the idea, and the American Business Trust Company can help with the rest. Visit them online at www.abtrustco.com or call 657-600-1876. That's the American Business Trust Company, 657-600-1876. Call them today. They can help your business right away. Okay, welcome back for the second segment. I'd like to jump right into the college football playoff poll, which just came out. Well, we had the top four teams. Obviously, Michigan got booted, right, because they lost in probably one of the worst losses in history to Ohio State, giving up 62 points when they were favored in the horseshoe. Terrible loss for Michigan. Adios, Michigan, or so we thought, right? Because
Not so fast.
Yeah, the top three teams are still Alabama, Clemson, and Notre Dame. Notre Dame doesn't have any more games. So they're not going anywhere. They're in it. Alabama and Clemson still have games. Clemson has to win the ACC championship. Alabama's got to play Georgia and probably win the SEC championship.
And Notre Dame should be required to play another
Absolutely.
game. This is not right. It's not
No,
fair.
it's not right.
Everybody else has a conference champion. That's their way to skim through and basically rip off the system. They already have their own broadcasting company. I mean, what else do they need? Really? Come on, Steve.
I'm a Notre Dame fan, but wait a minute. I'm going to say this.
It's okay.
They're
It's
going to
okay,
get
Sal.
in whatever game they play in. They're going to get crushed in the first. They do not belong in the top three in college football. They're not that good.
How did you become a Notre Dame fan?
My father's friend down the street was Catholic, And so he would invite me over every weekend to watch Notre Dame
But
football.
Steve was not.
No, I was not. But
I was Catholic, and I always hated Notre Dame because ever since I was a kid, I always thought they had an unfair advantage. I don't know why. I just always thought that Notre Dame can never go on probation. They never get anybody suspended, and they've
guess
committed
what? That's
some
exactly what happened.
Well, because they've committed some of the same infractions that USC did with that Reggie Bush thing, whatever, 15 years ago, whatever it was. Where he had a car, but Notre Dame's had guys driving around the campus with Rolls Royces. They never missed a game.
That happens everywhere, Tommy. I went to Fresno
I know.
State. The two best basketball players at Fresno State when I was there in '81 were driving very nice cars.
I heard a funny story. Hold on, guys. Just to pick up on that one. So Rusty Spindell is one of my NFL referees that comes into the sports circus. And so Rusty goes, I did a lot of games down in Miami. He said, I did a couple of games. He did the 2 national championship games over there in Miami. He goes, they paid me pretty well, but I noticed I wasn't getting paid well enough because when the players pull up with better cars than me, something tells me I'm in the wrong business.
Exactly. And you said everyone does it, but Notre Dame's never been on probation. So I've always hated them for the unfair advantage.
Yeah.
So,
Give them a boo. Do you have the boo? Right.
There's
Never
some other
see a bad
teams
guy
in
like
other
this.
sports that get that same break. But back to my point of how is Notre Dame what are the voters voting on? Are they not watching the games? Right. I mean, it's pretty obvious that Notre Dame is not that good a football team.
No. I mean,
they should be number 3 in the
I know,
nation.
even Navy, in a neutral site, Navy still scored 21 against them.
Yeah, they struggled against Northwestern.
Right.
They beat Michigan at the beginning of the year before Michigan got hot. I think Michigan would have beaten them later in the year,
right.
Although Michigan's last performance. But here's the thing, though. But the big thing about that Georgia replaced Michigan, number 4 seed now, right? But the big news is that you got Oklahoma coming in at number 5. Ohio State moved up to number 6. But here's the biggest story of the week, I think. Michigan stays at 7. And the University of Central Florida, undefeated 24 straight in a row. Knights are in 8th place in that poll. Sell.
Right. They're behind a 2-loss team.
And a Coke machine.
A 2-loss team
Yes.
is ahead of an undefeated team that has played ranked teams on top of it. Makes no sense.
A 2-loss team that just gave up 62 points.
Right.
And to my point, UCF could beat Notre Dame right now.
You're damn right they can, even without Mackenzie Milton. Absolutely.
That I'm not so sure of. But
Hey,
that's what unfortunate that guy got.
They have already won, I think 2 or 3 games without Mackenzie Milton this year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
He
So
was injured earlier in the year, yes.
he was, and they still played well. I mean, these guys score, they're plug and play. We
Right.
kind of see that with some of the teams in the NFL. But moving on, sticking with the college football.
Yeah, so, what does that mean? It looks like UCF is going to get blocked out of this thing because if things work out, if they were in 7th place ahead of Michigan, there was still a slight chance where we call the perfect storm or whatever, where these other 3 teams could have bounced out and then they would have moved up into number 4, probably played Alabama.
Right.
Which would have been a better game than whether it's going to be Ohio State against Alabama or Oklahoma against Alabama. Alabama's going to score 62 points of Oklahoma.
Well, let's face it. Everybody scores off Oklahoma. Oklahoma, let's just say they get by Texas, all right? And so, fine. If Oklahoma somehow slips in to that number 4, if Alabama destroys Georgia, which they're probably going to, so then Oklahoma will take the 4th spot, and now you have a team with no defense whatsoever. None. And Oklahoma, listen, or I should say Alabama is already a scoring machine. And they're scoring, except against the Citadel. They only scored 51, mind you.
The
Citadel! Yes! But the fact is, those guys are going to score 80 points against Oklahoma.
Well, here's what the SEC wants. They want Georgia to beat Alabama because Alabama won't fall out of the top 4.
Right, and that means they're right there.
And then Alabama's season's done. Georgia goes and plays in the SEC championship game then.
Right,
they're going to win.
Clemson goes to number 1.
Yep.
Alabama goes to number 2. Notre Dame stays at number 3.
And Georgia, if they win the SEC championship game, they come in at number 4.
Right.
And there we go again. The SEC gets their 2
blocked
teams
again.
And there's a chance that Georgia beats Clemson number 1 and Alabama. There's a chance that the 2 teams meet in the championship game again.
It's
right?
the same garbage in, garbage out. I'm
what?
sick of seeing the SEC.
When we started this,
it's unbelievable.
When we started this thing, I was a little resistant. I was a little resistant, but the Gang of 5, you won me over with the Gang of 5.
That'd be the Group of 5, but I like the Gang of 5 better.
Gang of 5.
But look at it this way. I mean, most people, with the exception of one university in the Southeast Conference, most people don't do tremendous things from that conference. I'm saying in the world. If you look at their graduates, what they've done, let's take even the athletes. What have they really done in the SEC? Think about this. And then you'll say, oh, there's one exception to the rule, and that exception is Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's a fantastic university, one of the best universities in the country. Outside of Vanderbilt, academically, that conference smells.
Are you implying that the University of Kentucky isn't a highly rated academic institution?
I think they're ranked about 299th.
I think Ashley Judd just turned the channel off of us.
I don't know. Steve, what do you think
No,
about that?
no. Ashley's a big fan of mine, and she will stay here no
Okay,
matter
thank
what.
God we got Steve
Okay.
Slapshot here.
All right.
Thank goodness, man. Good job.
But no, at the end of the day, what are we talking about? It's a blocking of the group of 5 schools, period. And so University of Central Florida is not going to get a shot again, even if they win the last 2 games. And I had somebody tell me yesterday on the show, on the Sports Circus, they said, well, no, you can write it down. I mean, they're not going to win 26 games this year. I'm like, whatever. I don't even care whether they do or whether they don't. The fact is they're blocked, and it's not right.
But there is a slight chance. Now, UCF has one more game. They're playing Memphis for their conference championship game, right? If they beat Memphis convincingly, there's a slight chance that they could bump them ahead of Michigan.
It doesn't matter. They still won't go ahead of Oklahoma or against
Even if they all
Georgia.
lose.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. Now, they're
So
going to
they're
be
out.
blocked. No matter what, they're going to be blocked, which is wrong. It's fundamentally wrong.
I agree. 100%.
Shame.
100%.
Shame.
That's what it is, money. That's how the
yes,
bookmaker
I'm gonna do it
says.
again.
Follow the money.
it.
That's why the SEC schools are there. That's why Notre Dame is there, and that's why UCF is not there.
Yeah, in the Big
Yeah.
Ten, yes. You're right.
That's true.
You think-
And honestly, they really don't even want the Big 12 in there. They really
Well,
don't.
the
They don't
Big
want. They
12
don't want the Big 12
Well, there's
in there.
not a lot of big markets in the Big 12. That's one of the problems with the Big
Correct.
12. They have.
I mean,
Dallas,
you've got the
do they-
Dallas market.
Do they
in the
really
Big
have
12.
the Dallas market? I mean, is Austin in the Dallas market?
Yeah.
Okay.
You got the Dallas
So-
market,
and you got the-
that's basically it.
And you got the Tulsa, Oklahoma market, I guess. You got the Oklahoma market, the Nebraska. I mean, Nebraska's in the Big Ten now.
Come on, get your story straight. Right, exactly. But the bottom line is there's really not a lot there.
Kicks me in the head every time.
That's because I can. How does it feel, kid?
It's good.
What the NC2A wants is rabid fans that'll follow their teams wherever they go and spend their money.
And they want rabid announcers,
Rabbit
too.
fans, rabbit announcers. I don't know. So we're not in
My-
favor of this.
My dog chased a rabbit last night.
Really? I hope your dog didn't catch the rabbit because
No,
they
it
can
did
be
not.
vicious if
No,
they
it did
get
not.
them.
No, it was a huge rabbit,
Yes.
too.
Well, I told you I played golf at Rhodes Ranch last week, and we were on the back nine. I shot a
Ro-
one over on the back
Rhodes
nine.
Ranch,
last
you owe
week.
us
Yeah,
money.
Very nice.
Yeah, very nice. So there
we
was
get them as
a
a sponsor?
coyote. You know, we see coyotes like around
Oh, yeah.
5 o'clock, 4 o'clock. You know, when feeding time comes, there was a big one that came out right in front of us. Wasn't afraid of us. Walked behind us. I swear,
Yeah, but
we were
buddy,
in the car.
you had a golf club in your hand. You could have took him easily.
You know what though? I'm not taking my chances with a golf club and a coyote. I'm sorry. I don't think he's going to be afraid of the golf club.
You
Luckily,
used to play baseball. You could swing and hit it. What's the matter with you?
Luckily,
Really?
a rabbit came out of the woods and he grabbed that rabbit fast. Yeah.
So you could have saved the rabbit's life, but
How?
you
It was
chose
200 yards
to
away.
run like a little girl.
I didn't run. I never moved.
I don't want to play this game.
Listen, Sal, I don't play golf with your aluminum bat that you pull out of the trunk.
Hey, too bad.
I
It's in
play
my
with
back
a-
seat. It's not even the trunk.
You golf? Stevie Slapshot, you
No.
golf? Okay. Okay.
No.
Why would you hit a ball 300 yards, chase it, hit it again, chase it another 300 yards, hit it again, and before you know it, you're 10,000 yards out?
The best thing is you
It's
hit
ridiculous.
it. You hit it. Well, first of all, even if it's in the
Well,
middle
yeah.
of the fairway.
Especially when you have my slice.
Yeah, okay. Well, so you play the other fairway.
I play like 2 towns over.
2 towns
That's,
over.
it goes like that.
funny.
Luckily, you didn't play the golf course. It was at Inglewood? The golf course by Sal's house in Chicago.
No. Well, I don't know what
What
you're
was
talking about.
You had a house on a golf
I had a
course
house.
in
Oh, it's
Chicago.
called it's called Eaglebrook.
That's what I said.
Close.
This guy. This guy.
Right? Eaglebrook, right?
It was a links course.
It was a links course. And
Yeah,
what
so you
happened?
could hit everybody's house.
What happened when the guy hit the ball 2 feet into your yard?
Some guy hits the ball into my yard, right? I actually had the nerve to hit the ball in my yard. Of course, he didn't try to do it.
Uh-huh.
But I sit on my back deck. I got a baseball bat out there. I'm just waiting for some clown to screw up.
And here he is.
And here we go. Here comes the ball. Bounce, bounce, bounce. It just kind of rolls into my yard, maybe about a foot into the yard. There's an imaginary fence there, but you can see that's where my lawn mowing line is, right?
Okay.
So the guy, what does he do? This big, large individual with a big cigar, which I want to say things that I can't say on air right
Okay.
now. Right? He's got this giant cigar in his mouth. Hey, you see my Titleist? I pick up the ball. I look behind me. I'm like, oh, here it is. He goes, oh, let me have my ball. I'm like, you're out of bounds. He goes, let me have the ball. I'm like, you're out of bounds. Go drop the ball over there. No, really, we have balls. I got me. I'm like, you're out of bounds. I said, takes 2 steps back. And what did he do? He took 2 steps back, and I took it, and whack! And I hit it all the way on the other side of the tee box. Said, now keep your damn ball out of my yard. And hit the ball straight! Damn it!
Poor
Exactly.
guy.
But these are the same guys. I mean, in my kitchen, I'd open the windows up, and then as they're on the backswing, because the sand trap's in the backyard, I would, right when they're about to hit the ball on the downswing, I'd clang the pots and pans together.
What a guy.
Yeah.
What a great guy.
Too bad. You're supposed to face adversity, right?
Yeah.
There should be
Not in
heckling.
golf.
Heckling should be allowed in golf.
It's a silent
right or wrong.
game.
I like it.
Yes!
What
That'd
a
be great.
guy.
Yes!
Kid.
Heckling should be
Kid,
allowed
you know,
in golf.
You know, when you come up to a hole, first thing you're trying to find is the water, and you're trying to avoid the water, right? So you know if the water's on the right side of the fairway, you're going to try to play the left side of the fairway. The second thing you want to avoid are the sand traps, right?
Right.
With Sal, he's the first thing you try to avoid. So when you go up
Yeah.
to the 8th hole at Eaglebrook,
Yeah.
and there's a big lake on the right side. There's traps everywhere. All you're thinking is, don't slice it left.
Correct.
Because that maniac's going to come out with the aluminum bat.
Right, and what I'm going to do also is I'm going to run down to the green and I'm going to walk across your line 400 times. You know why? Because I can.
See, here's the thing. He
That's
doesn't like
why.
the game, but he knows the game.
Oh,
That's what kills me.
Yeah, I know
You
the
know
game.
the game, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. So listen, the Vegas Golden Knights won another big win tonight, 8-3. They are 5-1 since Nate Schmidt. Nate Schmidt's back. Where we got Nate Schmidt
There
here on
he
the
is.
wall. We love Nate
Yeah,
Schmidt.
I brought
right?
my Natesicle into the studio.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, Sal is a Golden Knights fan, but your heart is in Chicago. You are a Blackhawks
I'm a Hawks fan,
true and
yeah,
true.
first, yeah.
He's got all of his Blackhawks. gear
Black
on
and red
today.
till I'm dead, kid.
Okay. And the Blackhawks are not the same team that they were a few years ago. Clearly, their coach
Thanks, Stan Bowman.
their coach is younger than most of their players, so you know the team is on some hard times. But the Golden Knights with Nate Schmidt back are 5-1. So give me a little update on where we're at right now.
Well, look, think about this. When Nate Schmidt comes back to the Golden Knights, what does he do? He allows everybody else to do their job. Isn't that right, Steve?
Yeah. that's a big
Everybody
part of
else
it.
is comfortable in doing their job as they were last season. And so now you don't have all your forwards running back and panicking back in the zone. And remember, with Nate Schmidt out, they were a counterpunching team. With Nate Schmidt back, now our grinder and mucker line can go do their job. They could go do all the back checking and everything else they need to do. And what do we have? We have an offense that is ready to roll because now those guys are rested sitting on the bench. As soon as the puck comes out of the defensive zone, crosses the blue line, going over the checkered red, what do we have? Our speed guys jump over the wall, and we get ourselves a quick goal. We get a goal in transition. This is really the difference of what you're seeing here.
So one guy can make that much of a difference in hockey. I never realized one defenseman can turn around a team's entire.
Well, think about the comfort level. The comfort level we're talking about. Isn't that right, Steve?
It definitely is part of it.
I did-
And the other thing that Schmidt does is he'll bring the puck out of his
With
own
speed.
zone with speed
Right.
on his own. They're not passing it so much. They're going north and south now as,
Right.
as opposed to these
They're,
cross-eyed
and,
passes.
they're carrying the
That led to
puck, and
turnovers.
he's carrying the puck across the blue line. They're not playing chip and chase, dump and chase. They're not playing the pushback. They're not playing any of that crap. They're carrying the puck back, just like the Red Wings used to do back in the 90s when they were really good with all the Russian lines, all the OVs, right?
I did notice when I was watching the game earlier, they have the stat TOI, time on ice.
Yeah.
And Nate Schmidt has been leading the team with over 21 minutes of TOI. So obviously they're using him. He's rested. They're using him.
Right.
And he's changed the fortunes around immediately.
Which is
he did that last year.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what's expected from
But
your,
what
your,
about,
your top defensemen as well. They're going to play anywhere from 20 to 25 minutes a game.
And then real quickly, their new acquisition, Max Pacioretty, he's got 8 goals in 6 games. So he seems to have found his rhythm with the team as well, right?
Well, remember, so Max was playing on a Nate Schmidt-less team, right? Hey, say that one fast. Right, and folks, we're going to get back to that right on the other side. We'll pick up on that in about 2 minutes, so don't go anywhere. Lots more to come here on Place Your Bet.
So, you want to be in show business. Do people tell you that you're really funny, you have a great personality, and you should have your own talk?
What?
A Nate Schmidt-less team?
Yeah.
Scared there for a second.
I know.
That's good. You know what? That takes some deft tongue action right there. Man.
Uh-huh.
Nate Schmidt.
Nice tongue, Sal.
That's what she said. Yes!
Okay, I got a few.
Well, I want to finish that thought up when we come back, and then we'll go into.
Okay.
You want to do the NBA, right?
Yeah, NBA just real quickly, but I got a few betting curiosities that are gonna get your blood boiling. So I just wanna throw them at you because I know you're gonna
My blood boil.
freaking go nuts. But bring up a couple things.
I just heard some thunder. Who just walked in here?
Okay, this is a quick one, Sal. So we have.
Yeah, I know. Give me the read.
Yeah, we have 45 seconds after this.
Yeah, I know. Buddy, I set the clock. I know.
But you know what you did? The new thing that you printed up for Legal Shield, it's different.
It's
than
bigger.
the
It's just bigger.
No.
It's the same exact one.
Well, I got the old one here. This is the old one. Like you changed it.
Today's
Look at the
welcome
bottom.
to place your bet to
Look how many numbers. Look how many,
nocourt.us.
Yeah, but there's no www on this.
You're not supposed to
There's
say
three phone numbers.
www
I
anyway.
know, but there's 3 phone numbers on this.
It's the same thing. It doesn't matter. So I just repeat it. That's all. I repeat it 3 times.
I'm not as skilled as you. I needed this one, so I'm going to continue to use this one. if it's
All right.
okay.
That's fine, man. I
All
don't
right.
care.
Like you're the one that's the pro. I'm still like reading off a fucking script.
Pro. I feel like a schmo.
Okay. We have 10 seconds.
All right, I know. I set the clock. Hopefully you guys can hear everything that's going on here because I'm going to plug the phone back in with this handy dandy little device right here. All right, here we
I
go.
almost hit the wrong button.
Of course you did.
Okay, folks, welcome back to Place Your Bet. I'm Sal the Bookmaker. This segment is brought to you by Kelly Vegas, helping people just like you create and host your very own radio, TV, or multimedia talk show. Kelly Vegas can help you with everything you need to get out of sitting in hours of traffic every day and host your very own talk show in your very own studio. Call Kelly Vegas right now at 949-445-1119. That's 949-445-1119. Again, 1119, or visit them at kellyvegas.com. That's CALI Vegas.com. I didn't even get a chance to say, tell them Place Your Bet sent you. Kill the applause and hit the applause again.
Usually you do it over the applause.
There, now play the applause. I can't hear it. Louder. Yes! All right.
We're good?
Yes, now we're better. Okay, good. All right, so what I was saying, what was I saying?
We're finishing
Talking
up.
about Nate Schmidt.
Nate Schmidt. And I was saying, what the hell was I saying? It was
Well, you were saying a Nate Schmidtless team, which I
right,
was
and there's
really impressed with that.
And I had the Nate Schmidt, the Schmidtsicle up there, and I was Schmidt-faced when I put it in front of my face.
There we go.
It was great.
There we go.
But what I was saying also is that, oh, that's right. So from carrying the puck over, right? So when a team carries the puck over, it sets up your offense very quick, especially on the power play. And so therefore, they're not playing that dump and chase game. Let's throw the puck in. Let's go chase it and hit somebody so we can get possession of it. That's just a big fat waste of time. And the old Detroit team used to do the same thing. They used to actually carry the puck in. And the first team that I saw that really effectively carried the puck in and scored on a regular basis on the power play. And so the league moved to that. And then they started playing a left wing lock, right? With the, well, you know what that is, Steve. Without explaining that to everybody at home, it's going to take a half hour to do that one.
I don't know what a left wing lock is.
Right. So you know what a headlock is, right?
Okay.
Great. I'll show you that outside.
Yeah,
All right.
sure.
Great. So I'll give you a chicken wing and a left wing lock you. Right. Exactly. But anyway, you know, as the game has evolved over the last, we'll call it the last 15, 20 years, right? From the trap and the, you know, between the blue lines, everybody's stacking up everything in the blue. You got all 5 players, all 5 defenders in between the blue lines. They've moved to that pushing back. All right, let's go ahead and bring our guys up with speed, have those forwards bring it up with speed, then kick it back to their defensemen who will then carry it in. So basically everyone takes a one-on-one point of view as the puck is crossing the blue. But what I don't like about the pushing back is that the pushing back still stacks everybody up on the blue line. And I don't think it's very effective. But anyway, so the Golden Knights, what I'm trying to say is the Golden Knights are not playing so much that a guy like Nate Schmidt will bring the puck in, and he'll drive it all the way down into the corner, and then he'll dish it behind the net, and then he'll get back into his position.
Correct.
Is Nate Schmidt
Theodore
better?
does that too.
Shea Theodore does
he
the same
scored
thing.
today too. So let me ask
Yeah,
you,
everybody
is
scored
Nate
today.
Schmidt better than Dubnyk?
Different players, man.
Okay, I just like saying the name.
Did you what color Kool-Aid are you drinking today?
What's his name? Devin Dubnyk? What is his name?
Yeah,
Devin
well, you just
Dubnyk.
said it, Devin Dubnyk.
I didn't know.
This guy's drinking the purple Kool-Aid today.
Yes. Anytime I can get Dubnyk in the show, I'm happy.
What'd you call me?
Gets pissed
Right.
off.
What'd you call me?
Okay.
This guy.
Listen, let's switch gears real quickly to your second favorite sport, the NBA. No. Listen, I placed a couple little bets today. You know, I track the NBA pretty closely. The NBA is not an easy game to bet. I don't put a lot of action on the NBA.
You still bet the teasers on it.
Couple little teasers, and like we talked about a couple weeks ago. I like to follow teams on road trips, usually back to backs on long
So
road
are
trips.
you like the groupies that follow them in the cars, or you try to get on the bus?
No, I'm just following. I'm following the action. I'm following online. I'm following who's injured. But I went actually against that trend today. The Indiana Pacers have been missing their best player, Victor Oladipo, who they got from Oklahoma City last year, and he had a great year for them last year, that All-Star season.
Yeah.
And he started off this year just as hot. He's a very good player. He was off to a bad start in the NBA his first few years with
Right.
Orlando and Oklahoma City.
he had a rough start, but now he's really
coming home
really
to Indiana,
developed.
coming home to Indiana, playing for Nate McMillan, who's a longtime coach, a very good coach, and they got talent on that Indiana team.
Nate McMillan from the Seattle Super.
Good teams.
I like the
But anyway,
Sox.
Oladipo's out. He's missed. This is his fifth game he's missed. Still, Indiana's playing great. They win in the Utah last night, and they buried them 122-88 in Utah without Oladipo, and they have a back-to-back. They played Phoenix tonight. They were giving 3 points. Phoenix was getting 3 points at home. You're supposed to go against the team with the back-to-back, but I took just on a hunch. Indiana's really hot. I stayed with them. I won that game. They won by 5. Not a great bet, not a lot of money, but I follow these teams. I find out who's hot and I stay with them.
But Tommy, you know a lot about basketball, right? I mean, like
it's
I do
kind of
about
my
hockey.
sport, yes,
Yeah,
and we both know
basketball
our
is yours.
football. Yes, basketball is
Well,
my
I know
thing.
college hoops well.
You do. And
Yeah, you
do.
focus more on the pros in the NBA.
Like I follow it closely. I follow it daily, and I stay close to the trends. I know a lot about the Lakers. I've lived in LA for many years. I follow the Lakers closely, and I don't love this Lakers team. We talked about this again. This is not the Lakers team that we're going to see in 3 months. It's definitely not the Lakers team we're going to see next year. There's going to be a lot of movement with this team. And right now, the Lakers went into Denver, and they got buried. And I picked Denver. The Lakers don't play well in Mile High usually, and they've been playing well. They were 7-1 until they lost to Orlando. Orlando swept them.
Okay, so do this. Instead of telling us about what happened, tell us about what's going to happen and how you see it.
I see the Lakers struggling right now. They just came off of a 7-1 run. Rondo is injured. He's not a very good shooter, but he's valuable to them. He's injured. He's got a broken hand. Lonzo Ball turned his ankle over. He's out now also. And that's the other thing about these young kids that we talked about. One of the reasons why we don't like these high
Well, now
school-
you got basically a 6'9" point guard out there.
Well, yeah, I mean, LeBron is a point guard anyway, but they'd rather have him not have to handle the ball as much.
I'm talking the kid from Duke.
No, he's not going to. LeBron is the point guard on that team. They'll play Ingram at point, but LeBron takes the ball over, dribbles the most on the team right now. The problem with Lonzo is another ankle injury. He may miss 3-4 weeks because these kids are young. They get injured. They disappear for a while.
Well, it doesn't matter. He still can't shoot, so he's always disappeared anyway. What the hell's the difference?
Yeah, he can't shoot. You're right, he can't shoot. But
He's awful.
But they're still trying to develop him. He's still a high draft pick that they have a lot invested in him. They
but
want
what they
him to play.
what they should have done is traded the high draft pick because they knew he couldn't shoot, and they should have got some kind of value. Look, Fultz is having the same problem over in Philly. He cannot shoot. He can't even shoot a foul shot. This guy's terrible.
Okay, you told me what. Don't tell me what happened. Tell me what's going to happen. I'm telling you what's going to happen. They don't want Lonzo right now. It'd be better if he could play and he could play well.
So what are they going to do with him?
Well, I don't know. Right now, he's injured again. So right now, they're going to do nothing with him. They're trying to develop him.
Okay, fast forward into
let me finish.
March.
Let me finish. The Lakers are in trouble over the next couple weeks. They're depleted. They're injury prone. They're depleted. So if you're gonna follow a team, go against the Lakers. Follow who they're playing because LeBron's going to get tired. He's going to end up in that lull, that December lull. And he's going to have to carry this team on his back.
Well, he's at the age right now at that 33 mark where players, and I don't care what your sport is, players get hurt when they're 32, 33, and those are the career-ending ones. So watch and see if LeBron doesn't get hurt at some point in the next 90 days.
Well, he's been fortunate, though. He's been like Michael Jordan. He's been pretty much injury-free his whole career. Some of those guys, they're just super durable. Kobe got hurt a lot, some big injuries. But LeBron hasn't been hurt. But LeBron is 33.
He's a big guy, though, too. He's not he's not really thin like Kobe is kind of thin. And so, I mean, LeBron is pretty durable. And, I don't really say anything positive for the most part about him, but I will say that he's durable. He could take a hit, and the guy can dribble drive to the hole.
And
he can throw it down.
Even if he doesn't get hurt, though, his game is coming down. I mean, you can clearly see he's not as dominant as he was 5 years ago,
right,
obviously.
But players,
5 years older.
Players bounce off of him.
Yeah.
They don't run him over.
The Lakers are in trouble. That's where I'm getting at.
Yes.
And I think they want to move Lonzo and Ingram. I think if you're going to move two guys, those are the two guys to move because they still have some game. Ingram is a good player.
Ingram hasn't had a lot of opportunity, though.
He's played a lot. He's played a lot of minutes. He takes a lot of shots. He's not a bad player. He's a good player.
He's actually a very good player.
Yeah, he's a good player. I wouldn't say he's a star in the making, so I think that's what they would want to use to get a Bradley Beal who's available in Washington, to get a real shooter. Right. If they can get one more shooter in, and then in the offseason try to attract a Kawhi Leonard or Jimmy Butler or whoever, although Butler's playing great in Philadelphia.
Leonard's going to go to the Clippers if it goes anywhere.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know who would want to play for the Clippers. Oh, my goodness. The
Clippers are on top of the Western Conference right now.
They're still a joke, and they won't end up on top.
They're a joke to who? To you. But what about
and to most of the people in L.A.? They won't end up on top.
The people in L.A. doesn't matter. They don't matter. It's what the league says.
The Clippers
and the league knows.
The Clippers are not the game in L.A.
It doesn't matter.
The Lakers are the game.
No, I don't agree with that whatsoever.
That's James. That's the fact, Jack.
You take James off of that club. When he gets hurt, believe me, everybody's going to clamor. You're right. Everyone's going to clamor to the Clippers. Why? Because they're desperate for a winner in basketball in L.A., and they don't give a damn if it's the Clippers, the Lakers, or who knows, a high school team.
The Lakers have a ton of capital in that town for years and years of winning.
Listen, I got all that.
And even over the 5 years where they were horrible, they still had bigger crowds than the Clippers. And the Clippers had a great team the last 5 years. They made it. Well, they never made it to the conference finals because they choked every year.
Right.
But I mean that's the Clippers.
Hey, aren't you? You're from upstate New York, and I think the Clippers' origin is from Buffalo.
I used to watch them back then. They had a nice team. They had Bob McAdoo, who was the best player in the NBA. They had Jimmy McMillan, who used to play for the Lakers, and they also had a point guard by the name of Ernie DiGregorio, a little Italian point guard from Providence, who wasn't a bad point. He was slow of foot, but they had a nice team back then. They also had Randy Smith. They had a shooting guard named Randy Smith who set a consecutive game playing streak. So that Buffalo, what were they? They were called the Buffalo
Braves.
The Braves.
Yeah.
Not the Clippers. They didn't call it the Clippers until they went to San Diego.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So the Buffalo Braves.
Correct.
Talk more about it.
Come
on, Mr. Helper.
I think Tommy said about all you mean. Tommy, you brought up going against teams on road trips in the NBA. You also want to go against them on the first game back home because it's essentially another road game. They're home. Their wives, their kids are distracted.
So what you're saying is their wives wear them out those first 2 nights home. Is that what you're saying?
So, some of that, but
yes!
but I'm just telling you that first game back home after a longer road trip is also bad for.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on the numbers with that one also. But the best thing about the NBA is following those long road trips. We talked about it. The Chicago Bulls get kicked out of their stadium, their arena, for a couple weeks.
Yeah, they have the circus trip.
The circus comes to town, and the San Antonio Spurs. San Antonio Spurs get kicked out of their arena because the rodeo. And the Lakers. I don't know if it still happens, but every year they were getting kicked out because of the Grammys. And each of those teams, they would make those road trips work for them. Well, you're talking about 3 of the best teams, the best organizations. Back in the day, Phil Jackson, when he ran the Bulls and he ran the Lakers, he would make those road trips work for them. It's the other teams. It's the younger teams like the Milwaukee Bucks, the Minnesota Timberwolves. When they go on those long road trips, they get buried at the end of them. Minnesota went 0-5 on their road trip on the West Coast earlier in the year. Not a bad team, but 0-5 on a road trip.
See, now they're like the Minnesota Timber Bulls.
Yeah, but they don't have the good Bulls. They
don't
have the.
That doesn't matter. None of that matters. Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
Okay, moving on. That's it for the NBA. So you could take a nice big breath, Sal. We passed. We passed. But I want to finish the show with a few betting curiosities that I've noticed in the NFL. Couple trends. I don't know if this matters to you. Sal's our 83.3% NFL guy right now. He's
before this year.
Hot as a.
It was 82.1 before the season.
99%
before the show.
Far.
That's stupid.
Okay, so just a couple little things. Lamar Jackson looks like he's keeping the starting quarterback job in Baltimore. I don't know if that means anything to you. I don't think that you're a big Joe Flacco fan. But how does that affect the betting world? How does that affect the sports bettors?
Okay, well, as they move closer to the end of the season and as the division tightens up, the one thing that concerns me is that everybody else knows it's a rollout quarterback. He's a run-first quarterback, right? You get him out of the pocket. And that's exactly what he wants to do. He doesn't want to stay in the pocket and throw. Now, we saw that with Dak Prescott. And Prescott was a very good pocket passer. He still is today. He's a good pocket passer, but he's big enough to run over people. I don't know if Jackson is going to be that effective outside the pocket once those tougher games really start to come late in the season. So I think the bettors are saying, okay, if Flacco's not in there, which I know Flacco is going to get his yards, he's going to get his points. If they got to rely on Jackson, I don't think they're going to have the same team. The betting action is going to go against Baltimore for sure.
Also, he turns the ball over a lot. A young QB turns the ball over more than Flacco
Well,
would,
you're right,
right?
because they try to do too much.
Yeah. He's thrown 3 interceptions in his first 2 games, but he's got 2 wins, and he gained over 100 yards his first game. He had a lot of yards last game too, so he's played well. But yeah, he's going to make mistakes. So we're we're going to take
the games are going to get tougher. And so as the season wears on. So I don't think that the bettors are going to really flock towards Baltimore. I think they're going to flock against them.
I agree. He's Jackson's going to see things in the NFL defense that he's not seen before.
Correct.
His inexperience will show.
Yeah.
Okay, so another team that's coming into what seems like their time of the year, the Los Angeles Chargers have an unbelievable record in the regular season in December and January. And yes, I said the regular season. Phillip Rivers' record in the regular season in December and regular season games played in December and January since 2006 is a ridiculous 39-19. I mean, he plays well in cold weather. Last year,
wait a minute.
4-1.
What cold weather are you talking about? The cold weather from San Diego and now from L.A.?
Since 2012.
What's his road record in cold weather games below 40 degrees?
I have it right here. Since 2012, Rivers and the Chargers are 5-4 in games in which the temperature at game time is below 45 degrees.
Thank you.
5-4 is not bad.
Thank you.
For a team that's
just
not
made my
supposed to
point.
Be 5-4.
Okay.
He's got a winning record.
Okay, so he has a winning record. Now
Okay,
they
how did I
go
make
in.
your point?
Wait, no, the point is, they're 39-19 or some crap like that. Well, the fact is, when they go to play the cold games outside of their stadium,
They're 5-4.
Okay, so they're basically a 500 club. Whatever.
No, they're over a 500 club. What
whatever.
basically? What do you got to stick the word base? They're over 500.
All right, so they're a hair over 500. That's not a great club, and I wouldn't give Phillip Rivers a big pat on the back for that.
He's 39-19 in December and January.
No, he's not. The team is with him on the field.
So,
get it right, mister.
So he has something to do with that, right?
He has something to do. And he has something to do with all those interceptions that they throw as well.
Okay, so
and
I got that stat.
Games they've lost.
Listen,
right.
I'm learning this with you. I got this stat now for you. He threw 21 interceptions in 2016. That's a lot of INTs.
That's a lot.
21. Since 2016, he's thrown, in the last 2 seasons, a combined 16. Way down. He's cut the turnovers way down.
You know why? Because contract money's talking. That's why. Think about that. Where's he at in his contract today? What's coming up?
He's in the middle of a long contract. What contract's talking? What are you talking about?
You'll see what's coming up.
So you're saying
it's in
that
the iron right now. You don't even know it.
Listen, I just want you guys to know.
Got all
When
those
Sel,
kids to pay for.
Right.
When Sel
He's
raises
got
his
800
voice,
kids. 800 kids to pay for. Don't worry about it.
When Sel raises his voice like that, that's the equivalent of my teenage daughter going, whatever. It means I know you're right, so I'm going to raise my voice.
The manipulation.
That's his teenage girl, whatever.
This guy trying to do that again. You do that really
well. Whatever. Like my daughter could say whatever 15 different ways. Whatever. Oh my God, whatever. Like that's Sel going, no.
Did he just do that on air?
That's my daughter.
Do it again. Let everybody hear it again so everybody knows who Tommy T really is. What are you doing? This is the same guy for the yoga class.
Okay, so listen, in 45 seconds, Sel, tell us who you're looking at this weekend. Well, first of all, the Thursday game. Who do you like in the Thursday game? You don't have to give us a final answer.
I don't have an opinion on that.
What?
I don't have an opinion on it.
No opinion?
No. Folks, make sure you go to placeyourbet.vegas. Watch what we're doing over there. If you want the picks, you're going to have to pick them up there. That's the best way to do it. Other than that, I'm not giving nothing away right now. All right, folks, we're going to see you next time right here on Place Your Bet. Make sure to check us out, placeyourbet.vegas as well. For Stevie Slapshot and for Tommy T, I'm your ringmaster, Sal. We'll see you next time.
The world-famous radio shopping show, weekday on 1400 KSHP North Los